What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Missflips. In this episode, we are flipping these two amazing chairs that I found at a local Goodwill, and I got them for $10 each, and I also found this really cool fabric that we're going to be reupholstering them with. So these are the chairs. They are in pretty good shape, honestly. Of course, there's some dirt, there's some stains, but we're going to be getting rid of this fabric anyway, and these chairs had so much potential, so I wasn't really worried about it. The gold on the legs were a little scuffed up, so we're definitely going to be fixing that, and I'm going to be showing you guys a really quick and easy remedy for these little scuffs here. So the first step was to clean, and before I clean, I always take off anything that I'm not going to be cleaning. So anything like these bad boys right here, I'm taking them off so I can get under them and make sure that my paint has a clean surface to adhere to. Cushions can be easily removed, usually from the bottom of the seat, and they're usually screwed into place, and these for whatever reason, had two of the screws in the front missing, and we're only using the screws in the back. So honestly, this removal was extremely simple. After I gave them a good clean with some vinegar and water, I made sure to sand every surface and get rid of that really smooth polish. And since I'm not using a primer because it is an all-in-one paint, this will help the paint stick on to the bamboo. Bamboo is a really tricky thing to paint, so prepare, if you're painting bamboo, prepare to do more than the usual recommended amount of coats. I did 4 coats on this. I typically only do 2, maybe 3, but for this one I definitely had to make sure that that 4th coat was on there. I tried 3, and I actually took the staging photos with 3 coats on, and I realized after that, yeah, the red was still shining through there. So yeah, I had to go back in with an extra 4th coat. The paint that I'm using is Jet Black by Melange, and it's an all-in-one paint, so it has the primer and top coat built into the paint. I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that. I just really enjoy their paint and think that it's a great way to cut down on the time spent actually painting a surface. There's no priming stage or top coat stage, although I do recommend priming regardless if a paint has a top coat in there. It just never hurts to have that extra protection. For hardware, just make sure to give them a good sand before you spray, and then just get a gold or whatever color you want to spray them in. Spray, you can get them at Lowe's or Home Depot, and I like to give 2 coats and then 1 coat of primer after everything's all dry. Now on to reupholstering. Staples are the death of me. I hate this step in the process. I actually got 2 blisters on my right hand from trying to rip the staples out, but they are unfortunately a necessary evil when it comes to reupholstering. So you start out by ripping all the staples out. You want to make sure you got all of them out there. And if a staple is giving you trouble, just flip the fabric over and go underneath and pull the fabric off of the staple until you see just the wood and the staple, and it is so much easier to pop off that way. But once you get all the staples removed, you can start removing the fabric. I'm not a professional reupholsterer person, so I'm just going to keep the old cushion and just toss the old fabric. But replacing the cushion is definitely an option and sometimes necessary when you are reupholstering. For the fabric, you want to make sure that it's laid out nice and flat, and then you want to put the cushion on top of it and just cut around like I'm doing here. You want to make sure that you have enough fabric on every side of the cushion to make sure that you can wrap it around and staple it underneath. Once your fabric is cut, it is time to turn the cushion over and get to stapling. I like to pull the sides on each side and then staple one in the middle of every side. Right now I'm just checking to make sure that I have enough fabric on every side to pull it over. And also, when you're lining it up, before you staple, you also want to make sure that your fabric is going in the direction that you want it to. Some fabrics, it doesn't really matter, but some are linear, like this one. It has like the little, sewn stripe kind of things in it. So I want to make sure that those are going straight across the cushion. So before you staple anything, make sure that your fabric design is going the way that you want it to go. And after all of that is confirmed and you're all set to staple, do one in the middle of each side like I'm doing here, and then from there you can kind of get started and make your way inwards towards the corners. The corners are definitely the most challenging part about this, but that being said, it's honestly a really simple thing to do. Like, it's the most challenging, but that's not saying a lot, you know, because it's a pretty simple process. So you just fold, and I like to create a little layer like I did with this one, and create like a flat, clean surface where none of the seams are visible, and the fabric just kind of goes over really nicely on top of all your creases. And then once you get one corner done, it's just on to the next, and so on and so forth. Real quick, I have an announcement to make. So I know that some of you have expressed interest in a membership program where you can get little perks and things like that. So I have made one. It has 3 tiers. In the first tier, we have things like loyalty badges, emojis, and membership shoutouts. So you guys will get a special shout out in my video. And then the second tier includes all of the things in the first tier, as well as membership only polls. So like, if you are a second tier member, you will have a say in what I do creatively, technique wise, and all that sort of stuff in my video and to specific pieces. So if there's anything that you would like to see me do and need help with or need advice on, this is a great way to get the chance to actually have an entire video based on your idea or your technique that you would like to see. The third tier has connecting on social media platform of your choosing. So whether or not that's email, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever the case may be, I will communicate with you privately on those apps, and you can ask me any furniture related questions. So if you have a project that you're working on and need a question answered, you can ask me and reach out to me anytime, and I will answer whatever question you have to the best of my ability. Tiers 2 and 3 include all of the perks of the tiers below them, so you get all of them that are included in that tier, plus all of the ones before that were mentioned. If this sounds like something you'd be interested in, please make sure to go over to my channel page and click the join button at the top of the page, and you will be able to select which tier you want to be in. If you guys appreciate all the content that I put out for you guys weekly, this is an amazing way to help support me and to thank me for all the work that I do. It is a lot of work for us content creators to make a weekly video, and we put a lot of love and energy and time into this. So all of your support is so much appreciated. If monthly subscriptions are something that aren't available to you right now, I completely understand. So here are some free ways to help support your favorite YouTubers. Interacting with their video is a really great way to help the algorithm boost their video to more viewers. So things like commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing, hitting the notification bell, all that good stuff really helps pump it out to more viewers. Another way to support is just go on social media and follow their profiles. This helps boost our numbers and makes us more available to things like brand deals, which are the majority of how YouTubers and social media influencers make their money. All that being said, thank you so much for supporting in whatever way that you support. Be that views, be that subscriptions, be that social media following. Thank you. I really appreciate it, and it does not go unnoticed. Anyways, let's get back to flippin'. For these guys, I am putting a clear coat of polyurethane on top, and I actually did 2 total coats of this. I know that these parts are going to see a lot of action, so I want to make sure that they have all the protection that they possibly can. For the cushion, I just replaced the screws that were in the front that were missing, and then I also reinstalled the screws in the back here, as you can see. When replacing screws, you want to make sure that your screws aren't going to be so long that they go through the cushion. Otherwise, you're going to have a pokey thing going into your butt. Before I show you guys the big reveal, I just want to say thank you again for all the ways that you guys help support this channel. If you haven't already, please make sure to like and subscribe and do all those things. I have a video coming out every week on Sundays. And in the meantime, I also post regularly on Facebook and Instagram, which are both in the description below, so make sure to check that out. But yeah, anyways, stay flippin', guys.